Hey everybody, good morning. How's it going? Start of a new week. Happy birthday to me. Today is actually my birthday, and I have many things to celebrate in my personal life. Unfortunately, when it comes to all this, it's not going so great, and I mean that in multiple ways. For one, I know you guys haven't seen me in a couple days. I just decided to take a couple days off of the YouTubes after the Seahawks 49ers game. I I don't think there was a whole lot to say that would have been very constructive, especially with the way the weekend ended up going for the Seahawks. And I just needed to get better, and it I hated it. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely hated it because I had already taken several days off on vacation where I'd barely made any videos. I'd only posted like 4 videos over that 4 day span. And you guys know I like to do at least 2 videos a day, usually 3. And I couldn't do the post game stream. So I was thinking when I got back home, well, I'm going to hit the accelerator on the videos. And then, no, I'm sick. I don't feel like making any videos. But that's how it goes sometimes. That's how it is sometimes. So now that I'm feeling better, now that I'm here, and now that I actually feel like I'm able to put something a little more constructive out there, I'll probably be making a lot of videos over the next several weeks here as we approach the end of the year and figure out the way things are going to go. But we got to pick up the pieces from that 49ers game. Got to pick up the pieces from a weekend that really did not go our way in multiple ways. And we got to figure out what we're going to do from here on out. So I'm going to start with the stuff that you guys all know this stuff because we heard about it basically as soon as the game ended on Thursday night. I talked about it a little bit in the post-game stream. I never really made a video for it, but you guys definitely all are aware of the situation as it concerns two of our most high-profile players. So I am going to spend just a little bit of time here. I don't really have too much to say about it other than the obvious. Like, okay, headline. Tyler Lockett broke his hand against the 49ers near the end of the game. He's going to have surgery. He's got a spiral crack in his first metacarpal. And it is believed that he will be back to play in the final game of the year. So that right there is enough to make people think this season is probably over with, if they didn't already. And who can blame them? Tyler Lockett has been a very important part of this season, and now you know you're not going to have him for at least the next 2 games. So Lockett, I don't really have anything to add on to that in terms of the injury. I don't have some, I'm not in contact with some special doctor who believes they can cure him and get him on the field immediately. I don't have any magic bullet solutions for it. I don't have anything that I can say that will make any of this better. Apparently, we're going to get Dwayne Eskridge back soon, but is he going to be able to do anything? The recent sample size would say no. So I don't know what to say about this except it's a devastating loss to a team that was really not doing much of anything well before he got hurt, except for the things that he was involved in. The one thing working on this team over the last month plus has been the quarterback's connection with his receivers and tight ends. And now he lost maybe his best receiver. I don't know if he actually is or not. It depends on how you feel about Metcalf's double teams. Depends on how you feel about all the attention that Metcalf draws versus Lockett's production. I don't know. But it doesn't really matter that much because the point is he's going to be out 2 games. It's obviously super unfortunate that a guy who tries to protect himself this much still gets hurt at the end here and isn't going to be there in December when, excuse me, you know that he's a guy who puts in a ton of work to try to make sure he's available for the end of the year. That's what all the sliding is for. That's what all the going down before contact is for. That's what running out of bounds is for, which I've always supported. I've always believed that, especially when you're a guy like Lockett, you don't need to be taking those big hits all the time. But this goes to show that football is still a violent sport, and you can do all that stuff, and you can still have this happen. Now, I don't want to be a stat hound, especially in a year that is going down the drain like this, but I do hope he makes it back for Week 18 just so he can get to a fourth straight 1,000-yard season, because he's very close, and it would really be too bad if he ended up getting deprived of a 1,000-yard season by something like this, where he gets right on the cusp and then he gets hurt. Literally, if he stays in that one game before he got hurt, after he got hurt, he might get there. So, yeah, that would be unfortunate. So I'm hoping he makes it back for that last game just for that. But obviously that's just baby town frolics compared to the bigger picture here, which is we've got the Chiefs, you got the Jets coming up, and there's going to be no Tyler Lockett, so you're down to Metcalf and Goodwin, who have both been playing really well, but then you're looking for somebody to step up. Penny Hart, Derek Young, Bo Melton, Dwayne Eskridge, whoever it is. I don't care who it is, but none of them instill a ton of confidence in you right now, so this hurts. We also got this, more bad news on the front of Jordyn Brooks. He's got some neck discomfort. He left that 49ers game, didn't come back. The upshot here is that Tanner Muse actually went in and had played, in my estimation, well. I was impressed with what I saw from Tanner Muse when he went in there. And there's definitely a part of me that is intrigued to see what Muse can do if he does manage to play any significant time with Brooks out. But Brooks, it's a neck injury. You can't mess around with that stuff. So I haven't heard anything about the severity yet. I don't know if this is a long-term thing. I don't know if we're shutting him down. I don't know if it was just a little bit of a little something that's going to clear up over the next couple of days. I haven't heard anything yet, but it's a neck injury, so we have to be prepared for the worst here. We have to be prepared for the possibility of Jordyn Brooks missing the rest of the season. Now, I think there are a lot of people, especially in this community, who would say, well, we won't really notice because Jordyn Brooks is Jordyn Brooks and he doesn't have a huge impact on the game. Normally, I would actually kind of agree, but the problem is, well, after Brooks, you put Tanner Muse out there, and Tanner Muse looked okay for a little bit in that game. But then what? Right? Like, how far down the depth tree are you going to get here? Like, you've got John Radigan, who just came off injured reserve. And then what do? It's like, you got to have somebody out there. And while I'm not impressed with Jordyn Brooks, in fact, I thought he looked pretty bad against the 49ers, he was leading the league in tackles, and he was on pace to get close to his career high in tackles, which is actually, for him, individually impressive, because his season high from last year was 184. So I will acknowledge that I'm not a big Jordyn Brooks fan, but this is still scary news. You hope he's okay. So those are two of our most prolific players who are in doubt the rest of the way. Lockett, we kind of know what's up. Brooks, we don't yet. We just know he has neck discomfort. But that phrase right there, neck discomfort, should be enough to get any Seahawks fan a little bit concerned. So that leaves us down some important troops going into a few games that we really need to win. And where does this all leave us? That's kind of the question that this video asks. Right now, as of right now, pending tonight's game that really shouldn't make any kind of a real difference, the Seahawks sit at about a 30% chance of making the playoffs. 3-0. So that puts us in a position that we didn't think we were going to be in about a month and a half ago. Not good. But we'll talk more about that a little bit later today, I think. So those are the updates regarding injuries and an idea of where we currently sit as the Seahawks. See you guys later.